Now more than ever, technology's influence has sown itself into every facet of our societal fabric: politics, socialization, dispersal of information, and finance. These are just a few of the many concepts that have been transformed due to the evolution of technology. However, not all societal fabrics are the same, and geographical and geopolitical differences among countries have led to a spectrum of technological influence. It is not possible to provide a blanket assessment of technology's global influence due to the extent to which access to technology varies among countries. It is, however, possible to observe and record the extent to which technology is utilized in any specific country, whether it be by the government or by the public. China is a country in which access to technology is often a topic of debate due to the extent in which it has shaped politics and culture. This influence will inevitably increase as technology becomes more and more incorporated into everyday life. It looks as though this is already happening, with China's plans to release a digital yuan. In a statement released on January 5th by the People's Bank of China, the Digital Yuan project was described as progressing smoothly in their Monetary Policy 2020 report. They described that the bank will continue to build on the research into new innovations such as distributed ledger technology, crypto assets, and the central bank digital currency, and play an active role as overseer to enhance security of the settlement system. In late 2019, under the supervision of China's central bank, 4 major banks and economic participants began testing digital currency payments. It is expected that they will begin rolling out digital payments for the public sometime later this year, and there will undoubtedly be economic and social implications. Given China's reputation, it is the consolidation of government power that will be prioritized over the economic freedom of its citizens. Amnesty International reports that China has the largest recorded number of imprisoned journalists and cyber dissidents in the world. Reporters Without Borders stated on multiple occasions that China is the world's biggest prison for netizens. The most obvious and prominent form of censorship in China is political censorship, which is woven into nearly all layers of China's internet infrastructure. Due to the extensive censorship associated with this infrastructure, it has come to be known as the Great Firewall of China, and it serves to halt the flow of information from global internet to the Chinese internet. Not only do officials block access to certain sites, but they also actively monitor the internet use of individuals. It seems like an intuitive step to begin monitoring the financial transactions of Chinese citizens by providing a currency to which they control the ledger. It may seem like a daunting task to monitor the internet and spending of billions, but it is reported that China has an internet police force of over 2 million officers. Beyond merely being possible, restricting access to the internet has distinct advantages for the party in power. Though these restrictions, the Communist Party of China is able to suppress rival movements that may be a potential threat to the stability of the Chinese government. Imagine the implications of the ability for the government to monitor and control the flow of money. This would be a massive extension of power and would likely result in the further consolidation of wealth, ironically counterintuitive to Karl Marx's idea of communism. Although these restrictions seemingly have a stranglehold on a large portion of the internet-using population in China, there will always still be ways to evade these restrictions. Chinese social media censors blocked neutral information about the coronavirus outbreak when they targeted references to the outbreak on WeChat and other platforms, a report has found. Hundreds of keywords and keyword combinations, including Wuhan seafood market and SARS variation, were censored in late December as doctors sought to warn about the new virus. YY, a live streaming platform in China, began to censor keywords related to the coronavirus outbreak on December 31st, 2019, a day after doctors tried to warn the public about the unknown virus. WeChat broadly censored the coronavirus-related content, including critical and neutral information, and expanded the scope of censorship in February 2020. Censored content included criticism of government, rumors and speculative information on the epidemic, and neutral references to Chinese government efforts on handling the outbreak that had been reported on state media. Many of the censorship rules are broad and effectively block messages that include names for the virus or sources for information about it. Such rules may restrict vital communication related to disease information and prevention. Some Chinese citizens believe they have a right to privacy and a right to fully experience the innovations of their fellow humans, and therefore will attempt to circumvent the Great Firewall of China. We have seen these methods applied recently as the government has increasingly cracked down on cryptocurrency-related websites, including exchanges and block explorers. As the number of new internet users increases year over year, it becomes increasingly difficult to accurately estimate the number of users that utilize VPNs or proxy servers. Also, many do not want to admit to circumventing the restrictions when questioned, as they are breaking the law by doing so. Unfortunately, the government has managed to begin conflating those who circumvent the firewall in order to maintain privacy or seek unbiased information with legitimate cyber criminals. A distinction between these two groups could be made, but to the Communist Party of China, any circumvention of their laws is a challenge to their power and a danger to the stability of the Chinese government.